a compliance notice from FMLS regarding VRC. What is VRC? What does that even stand for? What do I do about it? How do I correct it? How do I prevent this moving forward? Hi, everybody. Dana Sparks, broker of Maximum One Greater Atlanta Realtors and the director of the Real Estate Academy of America. And today's video is about the fill in the blank section or the pick section on FMLS VRC. What does that mean when you are entering a listing into FMLS? How should you fill that out? So VRC stands for variable rate commission. And you always want to check with your own broker regarding policies and procedures. However, but we teach that every agent taking a listing, when you enter it into FMLS, should always mark yes to VRC, variable rate commission. What does that even mean? Variable rate commission means, is there some circumstance under which the commission or the compensation to a buyer's broker could vary, could change, could alter? And the answer is yes. More than likely, 99.99% of the time, the answer is yes. Additionally, in light of the terms of the preliminary NAR settlement, I am recording this video October of 2024. One of the terms is that there shall not be a blanket unilateral offer of compensation to a buyer's broker, meaning there should be circumstances under which the offer of compensation to a buyer's broker would vary. So that is, again, one of the terms of the preliminary settlement with NAR. And in practice, that happens all the time anyway. So what are you talking about, Dana? So here's a couple of situations. There are a lot of times when a seller has authorized the seller's broker to state something to the effect that if buyer's agent is not present at first time of showing, the compensation to that buyer's broker will be X rather than Y. Or let's say you are an agent and you have a broker and you have a listing and you end up getting a sign call on that listing. You offer that buyer the opportunity to have an agency relationship with another broker, another agent. They choose to stay with you. So you have both sides of the deal. Well, you've already negotiated that in advance with the seller, and it has been addressed in your seller brokerage agreement that if there is no other agent involved at closing, the total compensation to the seller's broker, if they have both sides, in essence, if there's no other agent involved, would be X rather than Y. So in that situation, you would have a competitive advantage if you represented the buyer or worked with the buyer rather than another agent. So there are all sorts of other alterations or adjustments to the compensation to a buyer's broker, depending upon, for example, the buyer's offer. The seller may offer a varying compensation to a buyer's broker, again, depending on various terms of the offer. So 99.9% of the time, you should mark yes to variable rate commission because there are many, many circumstances under which the compensation to a buyer's broker could vary. Let me share my screen and show you in FMLS where that information is. So I'm going to share my screen, and first let's get to FMLS. So when you are in FMLS, Well, here's the rule. This is the FMLS rule, and basically it states buyer agency offer of commission. There is a field on every listing, buyer brokerage compensation, which notifies the buyer broker agency of what is offered by the selling broker agency if they participate in the sale of that listing. The buyer brokerage compensation can be entered as a percentage of the sales price or a specific dollar amount. If there is a potential reduction in the compensation payable to cooperating brokers, or the method by which the possible reduction in compensation will be calculated, it must be clearly communicated to potential cooperating brokers before the time they submit an offer. If there is a potential reduction in the compensation payable to cooperating brokers or method by which the reduction in compensation will be calculated, it must be listed in the compensation comments field and clearly communicated to potential cooperating brokers, again, before the time they submit an offer. Any comments relating to the commission or compensation appearing in the compensation comments field must include to selling broker and not to selling agent. And I have addressed that in previous videos. Again, this is written in FMLS under the support section, admin procedures. Now, let me show you, I'm in Matrix under the add edit section. When you are entering a listing for sale, it's under the listing section. And you're going to put in, obviously, the property type, if it's attached, detached, so forth and so on. But the part that has to deal with what I am talking about now. So it is this section right here. So in here, under this section, buyer broker compensation, that is where you are going to fill in, if it is a percent of the sale price, you will fill in a number that is the compensation to the buyer's broker. So whatever percent. If it is a flat fee dollar amount, you fill in that dollar amount. Then under this section, compensation type, you have a drop down menu, and that's where you fill in dollar amount or percent. And it also has a note to see compensation comments. Now, here's the part I am specifically talking about. Dual or variable commission. And this shows up on the FMLS listing as VRC, variable rate commission, dual or variable rate commission. Again, there is a drop down menu and it's yes or no. Encouraging you in this video to put yes, please check with your own broker. And then FMLS has this new section, compensation comments. You have 500 characters to write out these circumstances under which the compensation to a buyer's broker could vary or would be altered. For example, if buyer's agent is not present at time of first showing, buyer's broker commission to be whatever percent, and that would be rather than the percent that you have written out here. This is the note if you do not put variable rate commission and it's obvious the seller is varying the commission, the compensation offered to a buyer's broker. This is the note you will get, the compliance note you will get from FMLS regarding this issue, VRC or variable rate commission. It will say inaccurate dual variable compensation. Any stipulation or condition that would augment or the declared, let me make this a little bit bigger, augment the declared compensation amount established in the buyer's broker compensation field. The instructions, please ensure that dual variable compensation field is set to yes when a variable compensation is present. If incorrect, reply with the additional information. And so FMLS will send this compliance notice to you, and you do have a grace period to fix it. And here is why, in this instance, this agent received this compliance notice from FMLS, because in the compensation comments, it stated if listing broker shows selling broker's customer or client, selling broker's commission shall be 1% of the sale price. That kicked off, but variable rate commission was marked no. So there is a discrepancy between what was written in the compensation comments and what was written in the VRC or dual variable compensation field. So I hope this quick tip helped you out regarding how to complete or what VRC even stands for in the first multiple listing service here in Georgia. And please comment below. Please subscribe so you don't miss any video tips. And please comment below any other issues you would like for me to address. Thank you so much for watching. Dana Sparks, broker of Maximum One Greater Atlanta Realtors, satisfying your needs with service, innovation, and education. Bye. If you like that video, check out the one here. If you like the content on this entire channel, please click here to subscribe. I try to take even the most complicated of real estate situations and make them crystal clear. See what I did there? Real estate made crystal clear. Thank you guys so much for watching.